Good evening. This is Tarot to the Truth, and it is Dina. Tonight we are doing a full moon reading. It is the wolf moon. It is the first moon of the new year. Ironically, it also falls on the 12 days of Christmas that starts on Christmas Day and works its way till the 6th of January. So, welcome. We are celebrating, always celebrating at the full moon, and you all know how much I love to look forward to different celebrations, and celebrating the full moon gives us something to celebrate every single month. So today I'm going to share some full moon ceremonies from Moonology. This is one of my favorite ones. It's a very well worn book. I think it's ended up in the sauna with me a few times. And we are looking into 2023 now. If you haven't done your New Year's resolutions, now is definitely the time to do the New Year's resolutions. I'm still tweaking mine. That was the action of the waning gibbous moon. Now we're in the full moon and we are letting go. So we're going to be forgiving ourselves. So we're going to be ending the ceremony with gratitude. So I will pull some tarot cards if we have time. I may do that in a separate video if I run out of time, but I wanted to really talk about what we're doing on the full moon with the ceremony and where we really are in our growth. And so this full moon happens to be in Cancer. Cancer is, when I did my Akashic record reading for January, I pulled the waterfall card, the emotion. So for a day or two, we're all going to be in our emotional place. It'll be about balancing with your home. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac sign. It is also your home and how you balance that out. It's a caregiver, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, being in your home, being out with friends, really finding that balance. Look for places where you are needy. These are things that will be highlighted during this time frame where you're uncomfortable or where maybe other people are a little needy, and they will have to find balance in that yin and the yang of the moon. Right now we are in the yang part of the moon, which is the masculine energy. And it is a more positive side of the moon. We will be working our way back down to the yin. So you'll hear that a lot, the yin and the yang. The Aquarian time is a balancing time where masculine energy and feminine energy will be balanced. Truth seeking is going to be very important. There's going to be a lot over the next 6 months of passions and fighting. So the affirmation card we drew today was about choosing to see your wild, bold self and your spirit. We've been called for the last few years to get off the fence, not to be status quo anymore. I know that you've been feeling it. The Piscean age loves the status quo. They love systems. Don't be afraid as we're going into the Aquarian age that we are finding ways to hear everybody, to let everybody be who they are, and really to embrace that and to find a way to be heard. And in the Piscean age, especially the last few years, not everybody has been heard. People have been very fearful. And you'll hear me say this, that the Democrat Party and the Republican Party are fighting. It's hard to tell them different, but there's really a shift. There's been a shift for the past few years where the Republican and the Democrats aren't going to necessarily be fighting. It's going to shift. It's going to shift into the fearful people on the bottom, that 3 dimension, and those filled with love and hope up on the top, going to the 5D dimension. So we're going to be shifting from this squabbling, this system that's not doing anybody any good anymore. It's been, both sides have been hiding the truth. They've been creating an illusion of which we've been living, and that illusion is going to be, that veil is going to be lifted. We're going to be shifting, and you can choose. You can choose. Are you going to be fearful? Are you going to keep trying to find that safe place? And in the Cancers like safety. They like security. And so choosing your wild self is stepping outside of that comfortable box and going into a world that is brand new for you. So during these ceremonies, so tonight you're going to meditate. You're going to breathe in and breathe out. Just try to really clear your head. Take that time. Give yourself 10, 15 minutes, anything like that. I like to do my full moon ceremonies by a fire. I either make a fire in the fireplace, or I will go outside and have a bonfire. I like to sit in the moonlight, Even if it's not out and I can't see it, I still like to be out there where I can see the moon, maybe a place where I have a lot of windows, and meditate, looking into the fire. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Do this until you feel really centered and clear. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be writing down a list. You can see my list of forgiveness. This is not just for yourself. This is for other people. You're looking for anybody who has bothered you today, irritated you in the last week. You're going to imagine those people. And when you do the imagery, you're going to put them in a pink bubble. If you have an emotion that has been blocking you, that keeps coming up, that you're struggling to let go, to deal with, really get into that feeling, put that feeling into the pink bubble, and imagine them floating away. This is the time for forgiveness and letting things go, truly letting them go. Wrap them in love, but a big bubblegum wrapper, and let them go. The final stage of this, I'm just going to double check. So there is a few things. Oh, yes, habits, people, closing your eyes and visualizing. You're going to burn this. That is how you release your list. So it's an action. It's a ceremony. You're writing it down, then you're going to burn it. I also usually have some rocks that really I feel comfortable around. I usually do some smudging too during this ceremony. So these are all things you will develop your own ceremony. When I want to read this, this is a full moon forgiveness ceremony, and this is a mantra I want you to say. Under the glorious full moon, I forgive everything, everyone, every experience, every memory of the past or present that needs forgiveness. I forgive positively everyone. I also forgive myself of past mistakes. The universe is love, and I am forgiven and governed by love alone. Love is now adjusting my life. Realizing this, I abide in peace. Again, that is from the Moonology. That's pretty long. I will put that in my description so that if you want that for the ceremony today, you will have it. You can do the ceremony a few days before or after. You don't have to actually do it on the day of the moon. You're still going to get benefit from it. Forgiveness is a huge step in healing, because if you forgive those from your past and you let it go, like you really let it go, you'll stop that. You'll disconnect that hook with that person. Imagine that you're walking along and you're dragging all of the angst from your past, and it's weighted and it's heavy and you're tired of dragging it. This is the time. Write all that down on your list. It might be a long evening, but you need to take your time to place it in this list, wrap it in the bubble, and let it go. This is very important. After you've done all that angstiness and you've burned it in the fire and you've let it go, now you want to fill your heart with love. You want to, everywhere that you have removed things that have been sitting there for a long time, you're going to have a blank space and you need to fill it with something. So we're going to fill that with gratitude. So again, start it the same way. Take a deep breath and just let go. Of course, you've already let go of a lot of weight of forgiving yourself. But this is the gratitude list. So, gratefulness. You want to pick 3 people you're grateful for, 3 places, 3 situations, and things. As you write them down, and then you imagine, I want you to spend time on imagining each one of those people, places, and situations, but feel that joy through every part of your body. Really let it flow out. Like you imagine the white light going into your fingertips, going into your toes, the gratitude you feel for having these people, these situations, for these opportunities in your life. You want that to just fill your soul, fill all those dark spaces where you took out all of that angsty feeling and those feelings that are holding you back in the blocks. The incantation that they want you to say is, I know that I am blessed and I live my life within that knowing. I know that I am blessed and I live my life within that knowing. And I think that is a beautiful, beautiful gift. And I just love that. I think that should be a daily morning incantation for me. That should be like an everyday affirmation. So I'm going to do a little bit of a tarot. Again, you want to burn that too, that gratitude. Lots of burning, letting go, full moon energy. I really love it. Grab your wild spirit, go. We're into 2023. We are looking at this full moon in Cancer, loving ourselves, getting a balance, looking at where we are needy, and looking to the cards to give us some guidance. From the full moon. Whew, from the full moon to the new moon. What do we need to know and focus on? We've got two really big arcanic cards here, the moon and the fool. Very important. Are there any other cards that we should know? You know, I feel that these are such big cards. I'm going to just really focus on these here for our full moon reading. So I got the moon and the fool. The moon is about illusions, and the fool is the beginning of a journey. I feel that we have been on that fool's journey, and the illusions, they're going to start being taken away. They're going to be fractured. They're going to be opened. Remember, don't be afraid. This is the moment that you have chosen to be here on this earth, to see this great change. It's a new beginning. It's a new earth. And it's a very exciting time to be alive and not to be afraid. So the illusions are breaking. And the fool we shall be no more. Open your eyes to seeing the truth. Make sure when you meditate, you try not to come to things with judgment. There are two sides to every story, and some of it is propaganda. Some of it is illusion and lies, and none of us want to be the fool. This is Dina with your full moon, January 6th reading and Tarot to the Truth. You have a lovely moon ceremony, and I will see you on Saturday.